Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the final episode of the ancient era in What If Civilization Started Over. In the last 8 episodes, we have seen crazy conflicts between red and green, some crazy battles over here in the orange area where there was the orange descendants. Purple has been dominating, red has been dominating, and India has been dominating, but that may change soon. We're going to start off over here in Europe. We haven't started over here in a while, I don't think. But we're going to start off over here in the Alpine region where we see some French guys go in here and they're going to explore a little bit. They're able to get a little bit into the Alps, obviously not too far, but this will kind of jump up the wanting to get into the Alps for some other countries. So we see Cyan explore a little bit and Rome will explore a little bit, but that's all. We're also going to see a new country form over here. The backstory behind this, there's not really a backstory. Uh, Norway is a little bit behind. They should have expanded last episode.
Is the title the same? Nice. Yo!
Norway should be expanded, just ignore that. But these guys were collections from all of the people inside of these three countries. Yes, three, these two united last episode. But some people over here are not liking the tensions between these guys, so they're going up here to get to this, like, little bit of a safe haven. I guess not really safe haven, but, like, less conflict haven. We'll call it that. And speaking of conflicts over here, we're going to see a conflict. Pretty ironic, I know, but we're going to see this little Welsh country attack Northern England. It's pretty simple. They're gonna go in here and they're gonna grab at the capital, but these guys aren't going to surrender because I'm pretty sure they have major cities somewhere. Yeah, they have two major cities. One is taken over, but their other major city is up here in the north, and that is actually going to give them a little bit of like a place to be. They're going to fight back. They're going to grab this major city, and it's going to be like a little bit of an east-west type thing. But these guys will push towards this major city, and they will push back against these guys, and we're going to see them surrender. So they're gone. For now, at least. Let's look at this peace treaty. Inside of this peace treaty, we see this northern English country fully disappear. I don't really like the color of this country. I might change it up a little bit. Is that better? I can't tell. I think we'll just keep it like this for now. Let me know in the comments if you want to see a different color. I could try it out. We'll see. But the next thing we'll see happening is another country will be forming, and this time it is in Catalonia, but it's like northern Catalonia. It's just this entire white area right here. So yeah, they're going to exist here, and they're also going to own these islands, which is pretty cool. If I can get the tolerance right, they'll own the islands. There we go. Their capital will be right over here on this eastern side, and they'll have a few major cities gathered around. But this northern Catalonian country will look like this. They're pretty cool. Oh, their northern Catalonian country thing will look like this. It looks pretty good, I think. We're filling in Europe soon. I mean, obviously, Central Europe is nowhere near full, but Western Europe is actually completely full, unless you're counting, like, this area as Western Europe. Norway, which is actually much bigger, will explore more and more of this Norwegian peninsula, and they will make it up to the Arctic Circle, and they will inform the rest of Europe about a new ocean up here. And some people will be like, okay, it's a little cold, so we're not going to go there. But they'll explore the rest of Finland, so that's pretty cool. Obviously, not the rest of Finland, more of the, like, more livable area of Finland, and they will also explore into the rest of the Baltic country region. And that's what they'll explore. I'm going to have them expand now because they should have been expanded. But since they're actually just about to expand right now, I'll just have them expand like this. So, yeah. Norway will look like this after expanding, and I know they're getting pretty dang big. But they haven't really done anything the entire series, so that's kind of evening out. We are also going to see a few border disputes between Catalonia and Spain, and these are the border disputes Spain lays claim over them, but in reality, Catalonia really is the owner of these lands because they were here first. Inside of Northern Africa, there's going to be a lot more exploration. Obviously, they can't go too far, else they'll reach into the Sahara, but we'll see the Nile explore a little bit into the Sahara. And we will also see some exploration over here. They'll figure out how to get around these mountains, these Moroccan mountains, and, well, surely but slowly, the Sahara is being filled in from the north. We're also going to see a new country form up here in northern Africa. And just by the way, I changed the color of blue because they look too much like the ocean, so this is the same blue as before, just by the way. Green is going to add some new major cities around their land. They've been working on this for a long time, actually. But they haven't actually executed it yet, so we're going to see them execute it right now. And they look like this. We're also going to see Blue explore much, much further into the Africa than they ever have, except they're going to miss out on some stuff down south because of the Ethiopian mountains, I think. But they're going to be able to explore a little bit more west into Africa. And Africa is slowly but surely being further discovered. We're also going to see the Sudanese country exist now, and they are immediately going to have very close relations with Red. The first thing that they do is they join Red's economic alliance. Yep, that's right. And the next thing that we see is a leaving, and it is Blue leaving Red's military alliance. The reason that they leave, they say, is because they are a neutral country, and yes, they in fact are a very neutral country. They don't really like wars and stuff. But this little new Sudanese country will make their capital right next to Red, or at least as close to Red as they can make it, being right here. For their major cities, a lot of them will be placed along the Nile, aka pretty far away from their capital, but that's okay. They also have a lot along the coast and a few next to the capital. This has been over the course of many, many years, but India expands like this, and they've been doing this for a long, long time. So, no, this isn't all just at once. But for major cities, they will look like this, and I don't know if India has too many major cities for this age, but I'm just going to say that they don't because I don't want to have to erase major cities. I forgot this country, but their capital is right here. Over here in the Middle East, we have many, many problems, specifically with the main aggressors in this area, Red, Green, and Pink. Pink is mostly mad at Red because they stepped into their war, which they could have won, but instead they lost land access to the Mediterranean and a major city up north. They could have gotten all of Dark Blue, and heck, probably a lot of these two countries, but instead Red stepped in while they were losing the war, and they were like, hey, stop this, guys. And Green is mad at Red for stealing these Mesopotamian lands way back when. Yes, they still are mad about that. And Pink and Green, which were actually on opposite sides of the war last time there was a rivalry or conflict between these three, are going to be against Red, both of them. And obviously, India is going to be with with Red against Green and Pink because, well, they're in the same military alliance. But over here, we also see Morocco is inside of Green's military alliance, and Spain is going to join Red's military alliance because they are afraid that they are afraid that Morocco might go in and attack them at some point, so they're going to join Red's military alliance for protection. Red is mad at Green for funding rebellions, and Red is mad at Pink because, Pink was mad at them, so they're just, mad at them as well. But the final straw is when Pink joins Green's military alliance. This was not something Red was expecting nor wanted, and now Red and India are going to declare war on Green and Pink, which also means that this conflict over here will be happening, so that's like a second theater. But that's not the only thing that is happening over in Caucasia, because we're going to see Orange rebellions. If you remember Orange from episode 1 or 2, they were originally this entire area, but then there was a bunch of different rebellions, making Pink, Maroon, Lime, and then later on making Dark Blue, and some people are kind of wanting Orange to come back. If we look at the religion map, which is very outdated, and I'm probably not going to use it for a long time, but they do have Orange religion over here, and a lot of people inside of Lime and Maroon are wanting Orange to come back. Inside of Lime, we're going to see an Orange rebellion pop up over here, and this is like a big rebellion. But then inside of Maroon, we're going to see more Orange rebellions, but these ones are smaller and stuff. So we see multiple pockets of Orange rebellions break out over here. And this is not so good for Maroon because these are pretty highly populated areas. Scratch that, this rebellion is not happening over here, but instead it will be happening up north. So we see Lime have this rebellion up here instead of over here. But we're going to see how this rolls out. So now we have two little things happening in this area. Two big things, actually. Two big things are happening in this area. One is these orange rebellions, and then the second thing is this giant war. So I know this seems like a lot to look at, but just bear with me, okay? Red is going to push in and grab this major city, and Red is going to push in and grab this major city, and they're going to push up north a little bit, aiming for this regional capital. If they capture regional capital, that will suck for the whole entire country. Okay. Pink is also going to push in on the eastern side, and they're going to kind of just like do this. It's a pretty good offensive. It's a smaller front. I mean, actually, this might be bigger. We're also going to see green push in, which you could barely see green. We're also going to see green push in, and they're going to be grabbing a major city and a few major military bases in the area, but mainly they're going to grab a regional capital. Over here in India, they're going to push in, and they're going to sweep down through this like little area over here, and they're going to take over a lot of land, specifically all the way up till here. We also see a bunch of naval battles happening throughout like this entire area, like just like this. We're going to see green jump into Qatar and capture them, which is an odd choice, but it may be so that way they can go into red's capital by land. However, before green can do anything, Red is going to push in back into Qatar so that way they can take over this land to make sure that, Green can't do what they're trying to do. So Green is kicked out of Qatar before they're in Qatar. So that sucks. Red is going to push down this Mesopotamia area, and they're going to grab a lot of this stuff. They're going to do a big encirclement over here. Encirclement, not really, but it is a circlement, I guess. They're going to push down the Tigris, I think, and they're going to meet up over here, and now this area is cut off from the rest of the country, and they're going to make this line thicker so that way it is even harder to get back. They're finally going to close in, and this entire area is now gone, and it's under red occupation. Pink is going to push in even further over here, and they're going to meet up with the front line of green, and they're also going to reach over to this Mesopotamia area, but they aren't able to do too much because they also have to go over here and defend, which they do a little bit, but they're going to have to move back down here as now red is pushing all the way in. You can see how confusing this war is because there's many, many fronts. Yeah, red's going to push into pink occupation land, and they're going to take back a lot of stuff. They're not going to be able to take back this major city, but we do see all this happen, and India is going to get pushed back just a little bit. They're only going to lose this regional capital. Red is going to finally win these naval battles, and they're going to hop over here and capture Green's capital and their base of operations. But Green is going to withstand this and survive, and they're not going to surrender. But after that, we're going to see them get pushed back over here a lot easier, almost all the way back, actually, all the way back to their border a little bit. And red is going to push in again, and they're gonna like kind of spill in, and they'll just explode. They'll grab this major city, and it is when it's at that point that these guys are gonna have to push back or pull out, and instead pink will occupy this area, and they'll not be able to occupy this area, and then they'll immediately just fall over to red and collapse. Red is going to start pushing in through here, and we're seeing this other side, green and pink, losing this war. Over here we see Spain hop into Morocco and take their capital, but that doesn't last long as Morocco pushes back in and they start taking over Spain's land. It doesn't go so well for Spain as they lose a lot of land, but that's when they finally lock in and they push them back like a lot. And right now it's a bit of a stalemate, but they do go over here and capture this stuff in the east. Red is going to put all of their main forces on this line as they have been training these guys for a while because they knew that something like this would be coming, and they're going to push, just like sweep down here. This countryside is going to be cut off from the rest of the country, which doesn't make much sense, but trust me, it does. And slowly but surely, this side will all fall over to red. And in fact, there will be a bit of a rebellion for red, and red will go over there and take it, splitting these guys in two, and red will just take it all. Pretty simple, but that does give red a spot to hop in and start attacking green. So red is going to push in through here, and it's not going to go so well for green. And this small part over here is going to get encircled and taken over, and so will this like countryside area. Red's gonna push up against pink, who probably already are like, yeah, we're gonna lose this war, but obviously they're not gonna say that because that will just invoke chaos. But once these three cities over here are taken, pink will surrender. Just kidding, they're not surrendering. But they are probably going to have to surrender soon because, oh, there goes their capital. And now they'll surrender. And just like that, one of the strongest countries in the world has been fully taken over. That's not so good. India is going to keep on pushing in to green, and they should probably surrender soon. I don't know when they will. They're probably going to do it soon. Once red reaches up here and fills this area in, they're gonna surrender. And just like that, we see the other side, red and India, win. Although over here in Europe, the battles are not just yet over, as Morocco pushes back against Spain, and now the battles are yet over, as they are both going to leave the military alliance because everyone else on the military alliance for Morocco is gone, and Spain, having Morocco leave, does not have the need to be inside of the alliance. So, just like that, we're going to see them both leave. Whoa. But let's take a look at this peace treaty. The peace treaty will look like this. Yes, pink is fully annexed, and green is actually not supposed to be fully annexed. Hold on. Here we go. This is what the actual thing looks like. And in the end, pink was fully annexed. Green was like, kind of really all their good stuff was annexed. And in the end, red became like double in size. And India didn't really double in size. They gained a little bit of land. But they also didn't really do much, so that's fair. Blue and red are about to do border adjustments. Is this because I don't like their borders? Maybe. I swear it isn't. But they're going to readjust their borders because they don't like it. That's it. Alrighty, there we go. And don't you just see how much better that looks, you know? So yeah, they just did a border rework. These capitals should not exist anymore. Lime and red start talking about potentially unifying in the future, however, not just yet. And we're going to see lime and maroon surrender over to these rebellions, and let's look at what they look like. And this is what the final border is looking like. We get the green, and then we get this gold team. They're basically both just orange. But, yeah. This next event will change the world forever. All across the world, from Korea to India to the Nile to Spain, all the way up to Norway, even in the undiscovered Americas, the ground is shaking. And then, all of a sudden, all across the entire world, we see a catastrophic event change the world forever. All across the world, there are floods, whether it's miniature, giant, or medium-sized. It still happens. All over the world, we see floods. Devastating floods. Floods in the Strait of Gibraltar, in the Netherlands, in Mesopotamia and the Persian Gulf, in the Nile, over here in Mesopotamia Lime, across India, over here in Bangladesh, near Korea. But the most devastating floods are next to the powers. Rome loses its capital. Red loses its capital. India loses its capital. Oh, and blue loses a bit of stuff over here. How can the world recover from this? Well, I don't know. And that's because the ancient era is over, and so is this episode. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have loved the series so far. It has been so much fun to record and edit. Actually, editing's not so fun, but whatever. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, liking my videos, and commenting. And make sure to comment down any ideas that you have for the medieval era, because that's coming next. Medieval era. Yep, that's right. I hope you guys are excited as I am, because it's going to be coming up really soon. And this world is getting pretty old, you know? Crazy to think that we started off all the way over here. Oh, yeah, right. This place also flooded. Crazy to think that we also started out in a flooded place now. But thank you guys so much for watching my series, and I hope you guys are having a merry holidays or whatever is happening right now when I upload this. I don't know. I'm recording this on like December 26th or something. But thank you so much for watching my video and my series. And daily upload week is starting today. Expect videos to come out until Saturday every single day. The mini-movie for this entire series will be coming out on Monday, and the re-recorded episode 1 will come out tomorrow, and the only reason I'm re-recording it is because, number 1, I kind of hate episode 1 right now, as it is. If you go check it out, it kind of sucks. But also for lore reasons, I'm re-recording it. Yes, there is lore. I can confirm. But Thank you so much for watching my video, and make sure to comment down any ideas or anything you have to say. And make sure to like, subscribe, and until next time, see ya.